Karti Chidambaram is on his way to the special CBI court where he will be produced at about 2:30. P. Chidambaram is reportedly discussing bail strategy with senior Congress leader and senior counsel Abhishek Manu Singhvi, who's representing Karti Chidambaram in court. The CBI is likely to seek an extension of Karti Chidambaram's custody. He was arrested yesterday morning after he landed at the Chennai airport from London. He was brought to Delhi by afternoon, where he was produced before the special CBI court at Patiala House. He was remanded to 24 hours of CBI custody. He is likely to be produced at about 2:30 today. The CBI wants an extension of his custody. On your screens are visuals of former Finance Minister P. Chidambaram. He was also in London, but the former Union Minister cut short his visit and flew back to Delhi. He reportedly held closed-door meetings with the senior Congress leader Abhishek Manu Singhvi, who is representing Karti Chidambaram in court. In fact, yesterday during the hearing at the Patiala House Court, Abhishek Manu Singhvi called this political vendetta and said this was a diversionary tactic being adopted by the BJP government to shift focus away from the Nirav Modi case. Karti Chidambaram expected to be produced before the CBI court in about 30 minutes time from now. Remember, P. Chidambaram had in fact approached the Supreme Court a few weeks ago seeking protection of his fundamental rights. P. Chidambaram had alleged that his rights were under attack and the government was targeting him. He claimed that probe agencies were targeting his wife, first Nalini Chidambaram, and then his son. We have Anusha Soni, who's with us live from outside the Patiala House Court in the national capital. Anusha, the CBI likely to seek an extension of Karti Chidambaram's custody.
That's right, Simi, and yesterday when that hearing happened, it was already very late. He could not be produced before the CBI Special Judge Sunil Rana, and the judge had in fact risen up from his chambers, and that was the reason he was produced before a duty magistrate at the Patiala House Court. After arguments which lasted for about one and a half hours, and it took about another 1 hour to pronounce the order, he was just given 24 hours of police custody. Of course, that was an interim order. Today, at the heart of the entire discussion and debate at the court is the few points that the CBI has raised in its remand application. One of the prime arguments that they are making in that application is the fact that Karti Chidambaram is allegedly not cooperating with the questioning and the entire investigation. The second question and the second argument that they are making is the fact that he has been repeatedly making these foreign trips. There's something wrong about these foreign trips, and he's trying to destroy the evidence which is about these foreign bank accounts which the CBI is trying to look into, and these are the two preliminary grounds which have been raised in that remand application. In his defense, standing at the CBI Special Court is the ace lawyer and Congress leader Abhishek Manu Singhvi. He has extensively argued that he's ready to give an undertaking that Karti Chidambaram won't fly out of the country. He will respond to each and every summon. But at the same time, this remand application, the arrest in the way and manner it has happened, is completely bad in law. And those arguments happened for one and a half hours. And very interestingly, the mother of Karti Chidambaram, Nalini Chidambaram, also came to the court, the duty MM court, and she sat there with Karti Chidambaram, had a short conversation. Everybody was just around there, and Karti was just telling everybody that he's fine because that entire arrest, the manner in which it had happened, had taken Karti Chidambaram and his entire family completely off the guard, Simi.
Right, Anusha, stay on with us. Let's go back to Meetu Jain, who's with us live from outside the CBI headquarters. Meetu, I've asked you this question and before, and I'm going to ask you again, what was the immediate provocation for Karti's arrest? This is a case that dates back to 2007. Karti has made himself available before the probe agency. He, of course, had no intention of running away, considering he just landed in Chennai. He landed in Chennai from London yesterday morning.
Well, Simi, okay, you asked me this question before, but, before I answer your question, I want to just tell you quickly. I was just speaking with Karti's lawyers, the team of lawyers. We just had a quick conversation with them. What they have told me just now is that they are extremely confident of Karti Chidambaram getting bail. The reason being that it never happens in any situation that a person gets remand for just 1 day. So where Karti Chidambaram is concerned, the court decided to listen to the CBI and gave remand for just 1 day. So essentially that's one reason why they are hopeful that Karti Chidambaram will be getting bail. The CBI on the other hand is very, very clear that they're going to be opposing this bail application tooth and nail. They are saying that they have enough evidence to nail Karti Chidambaram. In fact, there was a sustained interrogation of Karti Chidambaram that has been going on since the morning after that medical test that was done of him at Safdarjung Hospital, which went on for say about 3 hours. After that, he was brought back to the CBI headquarters and he was questioned here. Essentially, while the CBI is saying that he is not cooperating, Karti Chidambaram says that they asked him every question they had to ask him all these days. This is a case that pertains to 2007. If there is anything more they had to ask, they would have asked, but this is essentially a battle of perception which the CBI hopes to win. But the CBI says that they have enough evidence. What the CBI is saying is that they will be unleashing a lot of evidence today in court. So essentially, if we think in court is going to be a cakewalk, it is not, because the CBI team is well prepared and they've prepared themselves with a lot of evidence. They've armed themselves with a whole lot of papers. One has to see what happens in court.
Right, Anusha, tell us about this plea filed by P. Chidambaram before the Supreme Court, saying that his fundamental rights are under attack.
Right, Simi, let me just first quickly give you an update that Karti Chidambaram has reached the CBI Special Court. He has reached the premises of Patiala House Court, where he is likely to be presented before CBI Special Judge Sunil Rana. We've just got the update that he was taken inside the CBI Special Court from the back doors of the Patiala House Court, and that's where he'll be presented. The court is going to resume shortly with the affairs, with the entire hearing that has to happen. Now, coming back to your question that you just raised about the fundamental rights being infringed, I must assess and assert here the entire argument of fundamental rights is a very subsidiary argument in this entire litigation. Why? Because this is a criminal case. When it's a criminal case of money laundering, of course you'll be questioned. Of course there are going to be checks and curbs on your movement, on the way you go somewhere, if you want to travel abroad, but they have to be reasonable and proportionate in measure. Now the argument of Karti Chidambaram is that this arrest is unwarranted. It shouldn't have happened because he has cooperated. And you just raised the point about, what was the provocation that CBI, suddenly had to arrest him. That answer CBI could not give in their remand application. Their arguments are very cliche and repetitive in the court, which may be reasonably so, which is that he's not cooperating and he may destroy evidence. However, these arguments they have been making at the Supreme Court for the past few months when there was a battle against that lookout circular which is issued against him, which restrains him from travelling abroad. So as far as an immediate provocation is concerned, they had raised an argument that there are certain things that we cannot say in public as the criminal investigation is going on. So they had tried to bring that argument of secrecy in this entire investigation. But that instance, that trigger, what really prompted that, those specifics remain unknown, completely unknown.
Anusha and Meetu, stay on with us. We're also getting in a reaction from Senior Congress leader Subramaniam Swamy. Let's cross live.
It is not made before a magistrate. Then it is not valid. But this was made before a magistrate. It's a 164 statement. So, therefore, a lot of misleading of the public is taking place. This is an open shut case. Both Mr. Chidambaram and Mr. Karti Chidambaram will go to jail for a long time because there are many other FIPB clearances in which it was illegally done and Karti benefited by it.
सर कार्ति चिदम्बरम को सीबीआई ने अरेस्ट कर लिया है INX मीडिया केस के लिए।
हाँ, क्योंकि जिन्होंने रिश्वत दिया उन्होंने भी शपथ पत्र दे दी, जिनके उनके जो सेवक थे जैसे चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट सेक्रेटरीज, इन्होंने भी इंटरोगेशन में कंफर्म कर दिया। तो अब बाकी क्या रहा? तो जब देने वाले भी कह दिया, जिन्होंने इसको डिपॉजिट किया कार्ति चिदम्बरम के कहने पर उन्होंने भी कबूल कर लिया और आधार भी मिल गई, बैंक अकाउंट भी मिल गई, तो ये तो कार्ति चिदम्बरम तो जेल जाएगा ही, बट उसके पिताजी ने इसको संभव किया तो पिताजी मिस्टर पी चिदम्बरम भी उसके साथ जेल जाएंगे।
Sir, saying that surrender mosque built over demolished temples to Hindus.
According to my count, there are 40 temples which were demolished by Muslim invaders. but the Hindu community had decided that only...
It was Senior Congress leader Subramaniam Swamy talking about the INX media case. We have our executive editor Meetu Jain, who's with us live from outside the CBI headquarters in the national capital. Meetu, tell us a little bit more about allegations that have been levelled by Indrani and Peter Mukherjee against P. Chidambaram and his son Karti.
You know, it's interesting what Indrani Mukherjee has said. The statement that was leaked by the Enforcement Directorate yesterday was a statement given by the Mukherjees to the Enforcement Directorate under Section 50 of the PMLA Act. Now, why is this so damaging? It is because any statement given under that section of that act is admissible as evidence in a court of law. So the Enforcement Directorate can tomorrow file a charge sheet accusing Mr. Chidambaram of misusing his office as a public servant, of entertaining these two people and telling them to actually, help his son's business and pay a bribe. So essentially, this is a very, very damaging statement if you look at the law. But essentially, this is something that has to be cross-verified, and it's just not on a statement that you can put someone behind bars. The CBI will have to, and the Enforcement Directorate will have to prove that this money was paid. Now, all this while both the agencies have been saying that a lot of money has been paid to Karti Chidambaram's companies, and Advantage Strategic is a Benami company of Karti Chidambaram. That's what the enforcement agencies are saying. The point is, has this money been received in any bank abroad? The answer to that is that CBI has not been able to prove such an allegation before the Supreme Court, which is why the Supreme Court actually allowed Karti Chidambaram to go abroad. And even though there are stories coming out that Karti Chidambaram is going abroad to destroy evidence, the point is that where is the evidence abroad to destroy, because the CBI has admitted before the court that they don't have any evidence of any bank accounts where this money has been received. So that apart, the point is what happens now. Essentially, from what we understand and from the allegations, like you said, that were made by Indrani Mukherjee, remember, is incarcerated behind bars. She is behind bars for the murder of her daughter, and of course, there is very little credibility that one can attach to a statement given by somebody like Indrani Mukherjee. At least that is what Mr. Chidambaram's lawyers are saying. There can't be attached. You can't attach any credibility to what Indrani Mukherjee is saying. But Indrani Mukherjee has given that statement under Section 164 to the CBI as well. So both of them would be using this as evidence against the Chidambarams. See me?
Meetu, stay on with us. Let's also get a word from Parveena Purkayastha, who's been tracking P. Chidambaram since morning. Parveena, we believe that Chidambaram, after arriving in Delhi, had held a closed-door meeting with senior Congress leader and Karti's counsel, Abhishek Manu Singhvi.
Oh, absolutely. Since this morning, not only Chidambaram but also Mrs. Chidambaram has been meeting a lot of lawyers. We have seen at least several senior lawyers making their way inside, Chidambaram's house in Jorbagh. Apart from that, Mrs. Nalini Chidambaram has gone twice and returned twice, meeting top lawyers. And finally, they have made their way to Abhishek Manu Singhvi, Karti Chidambaram's lawyer. They had a brief discussion there, and finally from there, all of them have come to Patiala House Court. That has been their activity since morning, meeting several lawyers, and also Chidambaram personally met Abhishek Manu Singhvi, and finally they are here in Patiala House Court, Simi.
All right, let's also now go back to Meetu Jain. Meetu, can you share some more details about the INX media scam? Chidambaram, in fact, had earlier said that he himself had opened investigations into the scam when he was the finance minister.
Actually, that's just the point I was trying to come to, see me. The point is that, what really happened in the INX media case. Let me just take you quickly through some of the important points. The FIPB clearance was given in 2007 and the FDI came in 2007. The allegation is that the Chidambarams got a bribe. At the moment, the CBI is looking at a bribe not of $700,000 or of $1 million, etc., like Indrani Mukherjee is saying. What the CBI is looking at is a bribe of 10 lakh rupees. Let's not forget that point. 10 lakh rupees is the bribe that they are looking at. Now, that might be the case, but what really was the INX case? It was Priya Ranjan Das Munshi, who was then INB minister, a delegation of journalists from INX Media had actually gone to meet Priyaranjan Dasmunshi. They had pointed out that actually they need to find out the source of the funding. They were worried that the Mukherjee, Indrani and Peter Mukherjee had been actually taking out money, stealing money is the word they used, from that company, and they had been putting it in their own personal accounts. So that is a very serious allegation of embezzlement of funds.
Right.
That's the reason why INX Media Limited, where that company is concerned, and of course Mr. Chidambaram was the one who ordered that inquiry. That inquiry was ordered in 2008. Now what people close to Indrani Mukherjee are saying is that this money was actually taken, that is an alleged bribe, was not for the FIPB clearance but was to scuttle this inquiry. Now whatever might be the case, one has to see where the CBI's case goes from here.
All right, Meetu and Parmeena, thanks so much for those details. We're going to keep coming back to you for more. Karti Chidambaram are expected to be produced before the special CBI court at 2:30 this afternoon.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.